in, please. Hi, Victoria. What's going on?
I just want to remind you there is a meeting in 15 minutes. It's talking about international strategy with Godrej.
Okay, so who will be in the meeting?
Well, let's see. There will be Mr. Watt from Godrej,
Okay.
our marketing director,
Okay.
Mr. McLean, our product manager, Miss Colin,
Yeah.
and our regional manager, Mr. Campbell.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thanks for coming. I'm very excited about the strategy. It's good to have such a good supplying relationship with Godrej. So now we are talking about relationship to another level.
Yeah.
Thank you. Godrej Corporation's strategy is to grow internationally. Godrej Corporation are specialist engineers but lack international marketing experience. We tried and failed on more than 3 occasions to introduce new parts to new markets. We believe that with Connor PLC we can make this a success.
Okay, so for the start, just let me introduce or show you what Mr. Watt from Godrej and me as a regional manager made up for strategy, just the basic steps, and well, we prepared some slides for that. I'll show you. So basically what we want to do is a joint venture of Connor PLC and Godrej Corporation, was our supplier for like several years now, and that's where we want to take the synergy out of, so that we kind of do a vertical integration, but we're coming later on into more depth. What we thought about when it comes to products, we want to definitely sell air conditions in the market abroad, because there we get like the biggest synergy of our both companies. We also want to sell the parts to other manufacturing companies in the country, and we want to provide service, so that we can give service solutions to our customers. That's basically what we want to do.
Great.
Yeah, so we were thinking where to go. We already conquered the North American market with the USA, and we got branches in South Africa. So we were thinking, what do we need in this new country? Actually, we thought we really want to go to a new continent, so we basically conquer the world with our products. We definitely need like the climate conditions to sell air conditioning, and of course it must be like a huge market and like also a growing market with a stable economy, or growing economy. So we narrowed down to 3 countries basically: Australia, China and India. And we were doing a lot of research on them, about the markets, which we try to summarize in a table, in our country comparison table. And as I was saying, like market growth was really important to us, as well as the product fit, so that the product really fits to the market. We evaluated all the countries and came to the conclusion that India really fits best. India got a huge and especially growing market, and the competitive intensity isn't that high compared to the others. Yeah, so we did PESTLE for all the countries, but let me go into detail for India, because like India seems like the favorable option to go to. It's the largest democracy in the world. We've got like a stable but highly developing economy. So for the last 10 years, the annual GDP growth was about 6%, so pretty high. When it comes to social figures, we got 1.31 billion people, and especially important for us is the rising middle class in India. It's going to be consumers for us, but Mr. McLean, the marketing director, will talk about that later. We've got big metropolitan areas as well, And when it comes to cultural things, we're actually not too far away from the Indians as we as UK people, compared with the Hofstede dimensions. Important as well, the environmental facts, of course the climate. Climate is really humid and hot, so we prepared a climate map for India as well. And yeah, it's got different climate zones. The south is basically a bit warmer than the north. It's humid as well, so there's definitely a demand for air conditioning in India. Yeah, coming from this external analysis, we now want to go into the marketing section, and yeah, Mr. McLean will go on and continue with that one.
As you all know, I've worked in India before and I have 5 years of experience, so I know the market well. And because our product is reasonably priced and good quality, we'll be targeting the rising middle class. By 2020, it's approximated there's going to be about 200 million middle class in India, so that's a huge market for us. And to segment our market, we'll be dividing into geographically, where we'll be targeting the south, because as the standard of living is higher in the south and the GDP is higher as well in the south. And we'll be targeting some of the big cities in the north as well, such as New Delhi. The psychographic segment we'll be going for will be the so-called enjoyers and self-concerned, because of their high income and their lifestyle, which is slightly above an average Indian. And the way we're going to position our product would be technologically advanced, yet reasonably priced for a middle class or upper middle class Indian. Even though we have competition from other companies, from North Korea or like the local companies, because we are an international brand and we have the technology, I think we'll be superior in the market.
Thanks, guys. It seems like India is the best choice for us, and we also have the good choice. We also have the good position and the segmentation for our product. But the problem is what exactly product and service we can provide in the Indian market.
As Mr. Campbell already mentioned, we are going to provide our air conditioning system AC200 to customers. We will also sell parts from Godrej to industrial customers, and we will provide services for our products.
It's okay. It's going to the joint venture. So what roles will between our two companies?
Well, Godrej is manufacturer. They process advanced technology and have cheap materials, cheap resources, which enable us to produce low-cost products.
We have obviously we have the strategies that's been proven to be working, and we have experience as well in international markets, so together we can make this a success. So we're thinking about opening up warehouses and a few operational offices in the big cities, so we can export our product to India and store these products according to the demands. According to the sales, we'll store them in the warehouses, and we'll use the operational offices to distribute the air conditioners to local electronic stores. Of course, we'll be selling through e-commerce as well, setting up a whole new website just for the Indian market. If things are going according to plan in the next 2-3 years, if the sale figures are still increasing, we'll be setting up our own factories in India, at least in the big cities, to take advantage of the cheap labour.
Do they give incentives for that?
Yeah, they do. The new government is really encouraging for foreign businesses.
Oh, right.
And of course, cheap labour would mean bigger profit margins for our company.
Yeah, that is promising. But in a joint venture, will it not be hard because you have to agree on everything?
Yeah, basically you're right. If there's two companies, it's always harder to agree on something, but we have to see the advantages. And I mean, also we're sharing the risk to go into a new market like India. It's like new terrain for us. Also, we've got like kind of expert here as a marketing director. But yeah, I think that's really good thing to do together. And also, we got a lot of advantages of it. Not like only the sharing risk, but also like the competitive advantage. Isn't it like that?
Yeah, that's right. Because this joint venture is what our competitive advantage comes from. Let me show you on the slides. As the supplier Godrej Corporation joins with us, the manufacturer of the customer's product. This reduces the costs of production drastically. According to Porter's generic strategy, through this vertical integration, we could adopt cost leadership strategy by building very efficient logistics, processing technology, and have low cost base. We will therefore take a broad scope and deliver for the total market. The flexibility of the cost leadership strategy embodies in our value chain. Now, in the part of primary value activities, first of all is inbound logistics. We could adopt predict stock, which take our users as the center. Stock according to the needs of consumers to achieve zero inventory and zero recycling. The second is operations. In the part of operation, we are curbing costs through the vertical integration. If we decide to open up an Indian plant later, we could use cheap Indian workforce and also avoid tariffs. And then outbound logistics. In the part of outbound logistics, we could adopt the just-in-time distribution way, which is applicable for small batch trial and frequency mode of delivery. It would reduce inventory, reduce waste, meet the customer diversification and personalized needs. Marketing and sales. Well, this part is our strength. Connors has got rich experience in international market. We could have a system of marketing channel that can be denominated by retailers with a number of terminal customers who buy a small amount every time. Our customers are mostly local residents in India, just in line with their needs. Service. This might be a problem for us. When we enter the Indian market, we would face a problem of service gap because of the cultural differences. So what we need is to improve the service system to provide quality services and home services. Try our best to improve customers' satisfaction. Let's see the support values activities. First of all is firm infrastructure. For Godrej, have a very sophisticated manufacturing equipment. This is a strength for us. Human resource management. This part might be a weakness for us because the conflicts of their different systems could be existed between two different companies. We need to work together to develop a set of management methods. For example, we could recruit high-quality talent and give their regular training. The use of incentive mechanisms to stimulate employees' motivation. Technology development. This is our advantage. We have an establishment of a strong research and development institution according to customer demand oriented. Godrej set up the Science and Technology Research Center Its responsibilities are mainly research and reserves advanced technologies in the following 5 to 10 years, including refrigeration technology, and energy-saving technology, control technology, and so on. And then the procurement. Godrej has more experience in procurement, can provide cheap raw materials.
Thanks for comment, and it seems like our biggest benefit from our value system is the production because of the vertical integration. So is that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I would agree.
But we're going to build ourselves a name in India. We're going to build a brand through marketing, and we're going to target. We're going to be the go-to product for the middle class when it comes to air conditioners, through advertising and add value to our brand in India.
Yeah, that sounds good. For product, we can provide the air conditioning to the consumer, and for the parts, we can provide the parts for the manufacturing. But I'm still concerned about how to provide the quality consumer service for the Indian market.
Yeah, so basically you're right. From our product portfolio, what is definitely parts, the air condition, and the service. The service is going to be the hardest part. But we think it is important to us because Indians definitely demand for a good quality service. And yeah, on the one hand, we got really good products that's going to help us. So like the service might be just a small part, we hope, but still we want to have several offices in the biggest cities to provide fast service if there's something wrong with the air conditioner or any parts. And for that we want to train local staff so that they are really well educated, they know what they're doing if they are, have to maintain our products. And also we want to set up an helpline in India. Here we also got the advantage that Indians also speak English, so it's going to be easier for us to set up in the first place. But also here we want to work together with locals. We want to employ locals and train them. So we definitely, I think we definitely be able to provide a good quality service in India as well.
All right. I'm really happy about what I heard today. So when should we start?
We can begin straight away with the international joint venture. We can begin with the parts, shipping the parts to India. We can also begin with, start with a launch within the next 12 months and a marketing strategy stretched over the next 3 years. And I'm looking forward to working with you.
Yes, that's a good start.
Thank you.